Good morning, everybody. It's Queen Cleo, and as you know, I'm coming to speak some gospel today. Alrighty. On yesterday, I was very weak because of the holidays. As you know, they roll in. The paganism is getting to me. To see, Hebrew Israelites sinning out of ignorance, the Gentiles and all the other nations, they're sinning out of ignorance. If you do the research on Christmas, they tell you it's pagan. It's all over the news. They did a story. It comes from pagan origin. It originated in Rome. It's a pagan day. Why do we need the world to tell us what day to celebrate? Our mothers, our fathers, what day to celebrate our love for our significant others. Why do we have to be told what to do? If it's not by the Messiah, in Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, he said, these are the feast days. Celebrate my feast days in their season. He told Moses to give the feast days to the children of Israel. So, when he was doing the feast days, if any of the holidays that we celebrate, well, I no longer celebrate, the Hebrews and the other nations celebrate, he would have said, Moses, these are my feast days: Thanksgiving, Easter, Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Christmas. These are the feast days. Jesus would say, his father and Moses before, because Jesus was here before Moses. He was a being. He would have said, I just want to celebrate my birthday. Let me put a big, celebration in the book, how they celebrated me. You would never know when Jesus died because it's not written, and it's never going to be written. You would never know the date he died. You would never know the day he was born because it's not supposed to be for us to know. When we come away from the paganism, when we come away from serving this world, because the world didn't give us anything. The world was created in 6 days, and on the 7th day, the Sabbath, God rests. Stop saying God knows you. He knows your heart. Yeah, he knows your heart, but your heart beats because of him. Put your finger under your nose. This is his breath in you. His spirit lives in you. He built something for us to live in, to convene in. He took time. It took thought. He wanted to create a safe place for us. But the world now is so corruptive. But you need to know that God created man. He put his breath in man's body. That means mankind. Woman, man. So, when we breathe, when we wake up, it's because of the Messiah. I'm so sick of people saying they're atheists, they're this, they're that. It's one God, one religion. It's not up for debate. God did not put Buddha, Allah, nobody else in that Bible. If he wanted to, he would say, this God and these the other gods stands under me. There's no other person under him but Jesus the Messiah. And for the people who don't want to believe that Jesus was never here, then you're sadly wrong. You don't want to believe that Jesus was a black man when he came to this earth. He was not of my color. He was not lighter than me. He was dark. The dark people who walk in are they're the people in the Bible. When we need to stop coming away from the colorism, like light, dark, white, black. They're Gentiles, the white race. We are Hebrew Israelites. We're not African Americans. We're not what they say. We're not from Africa. We're not, from Egypt. We are all colors that he created. And come away from, just because she thinks she better. I don't think I'm better. I can't help how my genetics are. If I was a dark woman, I'll still be proud. And I love dark women. There's no beef with a darker person. And I told one of my customers last night, you are beautiful. She was intimidated by me instantly because I was a lighter skin tone. She didn't know what I was. She didn't know I was Spanish. She didn't know I was biracial. She didn't know anything. She just knew that it was competition between me and her, and it shouldn't be competition because we're all beautiful people. Most of my family are darker. My dad's side is lighter. My mom is dark. And that doesn't change her. She's a beautiful person. She just had, lighter kids. And I had to remind her too, like, you're beautiful. Don't be racist to your color. She didn't want dark-skinned kids. And I told her you can't say that. Because if I was dark, I would love myself. If I was light, I would love myself. Which I do. I'm just saying I don't care about color. I don't see color. I teach my kids to don't see color. But we have to come away from this paganism. We have to come away from celebrating this worldly things. God tell you to be ye separate. He mean it. Separate from the world. Love him. The way they treated him in the Bible, the way they disrespected the man of God who can make water into wine, who can part the Red Sea, who can do anything that you ask him to do. Who can bring a dead person to life? Who can put a baby in a woman and nurture it to full term? He created us to be of him, not of this world. And most people will not get it. And I have to be okay with it. If my family don't get it, got okay with my friends don't get it. Because I already planted the seed, I already spread the gospel, and I walk away from it. Because I'm not serving this world. I am serving the Messiah. I'm serving God. That's who I'm serving. My life does not depend on if I have this, job or if I look this way. I am of God. I am not of this world. I don't want to be in this world. I was always separate. As a child, I was separate. I felt it. I knew it. I always had his favor. I'm not better than anybody, because everybody have to come and hearken their heart to God. Because when he come on this earth, and he come to earth, we're not going to heaven. He doesn't want to be in heaven. He's been in heaven forever. He has angels around him. He doesn't want man to be in heaven. See, we have to get into the scriptures. We have to put line upon line, precept upon precept, and stop reading what you want to do, what you want to read in the Bible. Pastors, you have to get to the Bible and get to the scriptures. Read the apostles, read the prophets. The Old Testament and the New Testament correlates with each other. It has not been done away. The only law has been done away, the sacrificial lamb. You do not have to cut and your neighbors and you, the men, because women don't do it. You don't have to kill a lamb anymore. Everything else is set in stone. The 10 Commandments is set in stone. The laws, the statutes are set in stone. You are supposed to celebrate the Sabbath. Sunday is not the Sabbath. Sunday is not the day of rest. Sunday is the sun. You're worshiping the sun. That's what Sunday is. The big orb in the sky, that's what you're worshiping. Sunday is for Sunday, like the sun. Constantine changed it. He was an emperor at the time in Rome. Go to the encyclopedia and they tell you that he started worshiping on Sunday. That's what he did. He did not want to worship on a Sabbath. Rome has been a nemesis to the Messiah since the beginning of him. They didn't want John baptized. They locked John up on the Bible. He baptized Jesus. They locked up the apostles and the prophets for doing good things of God. Jesus was on the cross with 2 thieves, and they chose the thieves over Jesus. The man who is the intercessor to his Father. And anytime his Father could have came down himself, he could have sent angels to kill everybody. But it was prophecy, because guess what? Adam created death. Him and Eve. Eve listened to the serpent in the garden. He tell you, this is the tree of life, is the tree of good and evil. Do not go by the tree of good and evil. She didn't listen because the fallen angel, the devil, the Baal, he told her that it is okay to know good and evil. And she listened and she took back Adam, and Adam didn't pray for her. Anything you do, your husband can take it back. If you're out there doing something bad, he can pray to God and say, no, I don't want her to do this. And God will forgive the woman. The man is the head. There's no woman head. I'm sorry. The woman is not the head of the house. The man is the head of the house. The man is. He created Adam, the animals, then Eve. The woman is not the head of the household. I'm sorry, she's not. Even when she's single, she's not the head. God is the head of the household. He's her head covering. She pay all the bills and she by herself or whatever, but God is the head. There's no woman can be the head of the household. It's not. You can't create a woman into a man and a man into a woman. We were born female. We were born male. You cannot change it. And I don't really care what society say about it. And I'm sorry, the spirits that, got on the children and got on men and women who want them to change their identity. I am sorry. But the Messiah does not want you to do that. He does not want you to be something else. He does not want you to be with the same sex. He don't want you to do that. And then you have people say, oh, well, he allowed a lot of things because you want to do it. He can't physically stop you because you're not listening to him. God said be fruitful and multiply. You can't multiply with the same sex. You cannot do that. And I'm sorry that's going to hurt a lot of people, but you cannot do that. And I'm speaking of him. He is mad. He's mad. He's hurt. He's all these things. And he is a he. Stop saying she. God is not a she. We are the female side of a male. He took Adam rib out and gave it to Eve. We the female side of a man. Women can take a lot. We are strong individuals. We are strong beings. We had to bear our sins of our mother Eve. We had to have, we have babies. We labor pain. We have monthly ministrations. 7 days. We have to come away from this paganism. The only special day to me is my birthday. That's the day that God decided, well, Khalil's going to come today. And I'm so proud because he took time to carve out for me. And I'm so happy that God is with me always. I don't have to look over my shoulder. I lost all the fear that I had in my life. I was so fearful I didn't want to go away from him, under my mom protection, under my grandmother protection, because they protected us and they told us look out for stuff. He as I go back in childhood, he has spared me and my siblings from a lot. And everybody's responsible for their salvation. You can't tell me that you're not responsible. Once your eyes are open, you need to hearken your heart. Stop living for boyfriend, girlfriend. He don't bless that. Fornication. And back in the Bible, if you slept with somebody, that was your wife or that was your husband. Are you gonna die for it? He killed people for working on the Sabbath. We don't supposed to work on Saturday. No. I know you have to, you know what I'm saying? And some jobs will not allow you, and God said if you have to do it. But make it to where you don't have to do it no more. We have to come away from this paganism. It was pagan back then, it's pagan now. The holidays is pagan. Outside of Thanksgiving, because Thanksgiving is a murderous day. Native Americans were very nice to the Pilgrims, the Gentiles, but they decided to kill them or learn everything, then kill them. How can I put things on my table when my brothers and sisters were slaughtered that day and celebrated? The Hebrews don't know why they celebrate. You ask the average Hebrew, your mama did it, your grandma did it. So what? They were wrong too. They were wrong to do it. It's not what God wants. I serve God. I don't serve no one other than him. The only one I'm going to jump through hoops, the Messiah coming, and I know he coming for real. Yes, that's who I'm going to do it for. I don't serve man. I don't serve cars. I don't serve this world. I don't. And I don't want anything from it. I want to be of him. Because on that 8th day when he come, well, after everyone's slaughtered, because the slain of the Lord will be many. He's coming to kill. He's not coming to celebrate anybody. He's coming to give the reward to the ones who disrespected him. He told his son, sit on the side of him till he make his enemies his footstool. That's why God, he will make your enemies your footstool. Your vengeance is the Lord, not ours. We're not to be provoked to anger. Jealousy, get it out your heart. Don't be jealous of her because you think that God blessing her. A lot of times the blessings don't come from him. When you see worldly possessions, when people are, whoring themselves out and, living the life of, Baalel, he can give people too. God will allow it. He was up there. But he has to answer to God for everything. He has to go to God for everything. And God will test his righteous. He will give you tests to see how you're going to act. I'm going to see how she act there if somebody, try to come against her. Let me see how she going to act. And if you act out, curse, fall on the floor and try to fight that person, God say, you know what? I'm going to take that blessing back I was about to give her. Stop living for these designers. Stop living for these cars. Stop living to please others. I've never cared about what others said or whatever others did, because I am of him. I am a peculiar person. We were supposed to be a peculiar nation. We were supposed to be the top nation, but our ancestors disrespected God. He trying in like the day. I could see how they were back in the Bible days, because no one listens. You will listen to somebody outside of your tribe, outside of your nation. You will spend thousands of dollars in the hair store, the malls, the designers for what? You don't even know that I'm in a fashion. I did it for years. I know the history of them. And they're not supporting us as a people, and they're keeping us stagnant and keeping us broke. Why would you want to do that? Just because you say you got Michael Kors, just say you got Louis, Gucci, all these designers, do your research on them. I know, I've done my research. So some brands I will never wait. Because guess what? I'd rather spend money on the homeless, the widow, the fatherless before I spend it on myself. They need us. They need to hear the word. Stop serving this world and be a servant of God. Because at the end of the day, he is the Omega. He says what goes. When world disasters, you see people broken. Like the hurricane of the Bahamas. And, people in my hometown, Savannah, they were playing about it. But God is not playing. He's not playing with anybody. He's coming back. And it's going to be a tribulation like you never saw before. Nothing happened yet. This is just getting you ready for the trials. The greatest tribulation you will ever see. They're going to put marks on your forehead and on your hand. That's that's the mark of the beast. The devil. So the worshiping on Sunday, no. And like I said, he put stuff in the Bible. But God not going to blatantly say, oh, Cleo do this, Cleo do that. He want me to read and seek him for myself so I can get a better understanding. I'll be able to talk. Because I'm not a teacher. I'm not a teacher. It's going to be a debate. And I don't debate because I say what God says in the Bible. If he wanted women to preach, he will put women in positions to preach. Men are to preach. Men are to lead. It's not a beef between mankind. Like, he created Adam first, and then Eve. Well, animals, then Eve. There's no beef between us. Like, stop trying to be a man and stop men trying to be a woman. You have to leave that alone. God created us for purpose. His purpose. His likeness. And I'm not trying to be mean to the women pastors, but that's just how it is. He used certain women for certain things. But leading a church, that is of a man. He give the men the hardest jobs. Like, they, their violation was they had to, work hard. They had to, labor. We were just, labor and pain and for babies and, for monthlies. Because, 7 is of God. He do everything in 7. 7 days he created the world. 7 is the number of him. So that's why we have 7 days, and when you get older, you probably shorten up when you about to go into menopause. So you just have to stop this paganism. You just want to turn up with your family, drink, fight, and just stuff yourself on this turkey day that was not created for us. They slaughtered the pilgrims. They slaughtered the Native Americans. Sorry, the pilgrims slaughtered them, cut them. They cut the lady breasts off. They played baseball with it. They cut the stomach. The turkey represents the body. The cranberry represents blood. The stuffing represents the guts. They slaughtered the Native Americans. And to this day, the Native Americans will never forget that. No, and through prayer, they probably forgive them. But you have to know what you're dealing with. There's people walking around, wolves in sheep clothing. There's people walking around who serving the devil. And they're not going to tell you until you deeply, into the friendship. They're not going to tell you that. But you have to pray. I pray for all my friends, all my associates that I come in contact with. I pray they're sending the angels, God, please forgive them. But he told me it's not for me to feel guilty. Because I done planted the seed. I did what I need to do. And this year, God has blessed me tremendously from being, married to getting a home to receiving a company that I've started 2013, Style 3P. Style 3P is style. I'm a stylist. 3:30. I started it. Passion. That's what Style 3P means to me. God gave me purpose. He gave me peace. And I will serve him all the days. I will follow his laws, his statutes, commandments. I am a Hebrew Israelite. I know my identity now. This is nothing I'm going crazy about. When you start living for God, when you start treating God the way he treats you, there's nothing he won't give you. You need a catcher's mitt to catch the blessings. He will bless you tremendously, abundantly. And he will bless you in the field. You will be blessed in the field. You will be blessed in the city. You will be blessed. So there's no need for me to debate with my Hebrew brothers and sisters. Because I am of him. And everything I say is of him. He is my Father. I live for him, not the world. And I am broken in his likeness. He gracefully broken. I love him because he loved me first. He gave his life for me. He took beatings. They fed him vinegar. You know what they said in the Bible. He prayed, when it was time for him to go. He didn't want to die. But he had to do it because of prophecy. And it pleased the Father, G-O-D, God, to see him wounded. Because he knew his son knew what it took to heal this nation. Even though he didn't understand. He turned away. But I am healed. I am blessed. I am favored. I am a Hebrew Israelite. And we are the people of the Bible. We are the people of the book. My brothers and sisters, you stand. You stand, you hold your head up. Hold your head up. And I'm praying for you. I am a Hebrew Israelite. I am what God says I am. And this world can't give me anything that God has gave me. Or he can't take away. Anything. I am a Hebrew Israelite. I am the book. I am the people of the book. You are the people of the book. The darker race is the people of the book. Jesus was dark. He wasn't blind and blue eyes. No. So I will not believe that. And if you're the pastor in a pulpit that know about the truth, then stop it. Stop taking money from those members. Stop touching those young men, young women. Come away from it, because he said the wise men going to fall when he come. They're going to want the rocks fall him, and he will not let them. He's coming to chop heads. He's coming to do what is in the Bible. He's sitting up on that white horse, and his sword be dipped in blood. He is coming to battle with those who are the workers of iniquity, who are the wicked. And not a hair on the righteous head will be touched. So I'm healed by his stripes. I'm healed by whatever the wounds that he took. Because God is who he says. And when you know him, you don't have to question anything. So, this is Queen Cleo, and it's been a blessing. Seek God. Seek the Messiah. Come away from the pagan holidays. Come away from the pagan Sunday worship. And get to know him for yourself. Stop living for this world. In the words of my pastor, Bowie of IOG. My pastor, Johnson of Bethel House of God. And the rest of my Hebrew brothers everywhere. Stop serving this world. And be a servant of the Messiah. Have a good day.